What's up, guys? Today's video, we're gonna be hanging out with some realtors in Frederick, and we're gonna get some burgers at Old Mother's Brewery, and I forgot what the burger spot is, but we're gonna find out.
Peanut butter burger, making like a peanut butter and jelly.
How do you feel? So peanut butter and beef, or is it?
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
100% spicy peanut butter. Cool thing is, like, we interviewed John. Cool thing is, like, he like strategically puts everything together to match the flavor profile. So it's like
It's like some chef.
Yeah.
Mind if I keep going?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's all good stuff. You can't go wrong here.
Okay. Filming you guys too, same time. Make a whole series on this.
Yeah. I haven't had their chicken sandwich yet, so just to see how that would be.
Yeah, we got Jason and Biagio.
What's up?
What are we doing?
Are you guys with Gatewood Group? Is that what
Yeah, oh yeah. We're now TGP Homes.
TGP, okay.
Yeah, so we switched from Choice Gatewood and Partners to go, now we're TGP Homes, so that way everyone within our team, it's more of our business, because Choice Gatewood and Partners, it's more like, okay, well, who's Troy's? Like,
Yeah.
you know, are you Troy's? Am I Troy's? Like, no, like, it was like trying to figure out who that was, so we decided, like, now our team's growing, let's go to TGP Homes, so that way it's more of our own business. That way if I go, I'm like, hey, it's Jason from TGP Homes, you know, it's not trying to figure out, like, who's Troy's.
People are going to say, hey, is Troy's there? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, what about us? Like, that way it's sort of
Yeah,
separated.
Exactly. That's another two when people call in, like say they're trying to look for me, but they're calling in like it goes straight to Troy's or something like that. So like, they may think I'm Troy's.
And are you guys just in Frederick?
You know, we do the whole state of Maryland, and I'm licensed in West Virginia too. So it's like great. I live in Newmarket, so it's a good center point for me. So we go to Montgomery County. I've been in Anne Arundel County recently, Howard, Carroll, wherever.
The main
Washington.
counties, Frederick, Montgomery County, that's where like the core business is.
Right.
And it starts to branch out, Washington, Howard,
Well, now that we hired Steven too, so his focal point is
Captain Annapolis.
and then Annapolis, like his Anne Arundel County, it's like that's his spot.
Okay.
That's where he was originally on his team. Came to us, but he still travels out there. So it's like now we're migrating outward to the Eastern Shore.
Okay.
Because it is definitely its own place, its own specialty.
Yeah.
To have somebody up there that really knows it.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah. We make the branch out.
Well, Armani. Which one is the hot one?
That's what we should do.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Like put an extra pepper on one
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Which one? Take your pick, and I'll grab one. And then, we'll try it this way. I'll ask questions while I'm eating. We'll do like a full hot ones
Okay.
rip off.
And you can even trick because, like, I can point the camera at you to the hot, like, to ask a question, and then point it over at you, and then at the same time, then you can just clip it.
Okay.
Bam,
Okay.
bam, bam.
Okay. Yes.
So,
Wanna do
am I
that?
waiting? What do we do?
Yeah. So I have it now here.
Me
So
and
yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess make sure you always get the bites on there,
Okay.
and that thing
I'll get that.
feedback on that. That
Oh,
thing is-
yeah,
oh,
don't-
don't
not
even
that
think
pepper.
about it. Get that.
That's a
open that
pepper?
bun, get that pepper on the bun.
All right. All right. Get all
Thing
that.
trying to get away.
That's it. Gotta get it.
Look at that. So it is hot. Take your time.
So he'll take a bite, ask a question. You'll take a bite, get
So, like-
an answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so like one bite per question.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
that's kind of like what we played at last time. It
Go
worked
on
out pretty
as
good.
long as you want. I'll edit it down for reels. It's got to be 1:30.
Right.
So we went like 4 minutes. Mine was like 6 or so minutes. So as long as we keep it like reasonable, about a minute or so questions, so that we can get the most out of it when
Sure.
we do the editing. All right. So
These guys'
First
notes.
yeah.
Let me know when to go. When to.
So Brian Samardi, right?
Yes.
Brian Samardi.
That's right.
What is your title? Like, what would you?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's already
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. So I guess what would you call yourself? What is the title?
Oh, I don't know. Let's just say for this sake, let's just
Yeah,
say
yeah.
loan officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Serial entrepreneur Brian Samardi. Samardi Pants. He knows everything. 5 businesses. How many businesses? He's a loan officer. He's in the mortgages. He does everything. He's going to do 5 bites of fire, patent pending, trademarks.
I like that.
Yeah. So, all right, let's dig in. Right, Ethan's what you're going to try and format. Maybe go right for the pepper with that.
There you
Hopefully, I can.
I'll do the same.
Straight to the pepper.
All right. So, first question is, What is one thing that buyers should know about the mortgage process and why it's important? One thing, like the thing that they don't know that they don't know.
Loan amount is most important to me.
Okay.
You want me to elaborate?
Yeah, please.
For me, it's all about the loan amount. Because nowadays, ever since the 2008 crash, the banks just want to know, can you pay us back? Because the average home price in the U.S. is around $420,000.
Mm.
The average income in the U.S. is still like 55 grand.
Fucking crazy.
Exactly. So, in reality, if you just want to break up down those two numbers, it's going to take 8 years, but that's not factoring taxes. If you factor in taxes, say 33% in the state of Maryland, you just cut it in half. Say $55,000 a year breaks down to roughly. Now I got pull out my phone. I don't know off the top of my head. Say
That's the heat.
not yet, but let's say
Oh no,
not yet.
Taking
Let's
the
go.
bite.
All right. There we go.
I would say like $3,000. $3,000 a month is your monthly take-home gross.
Okay.
Divide that by 2. Most people are bringing home between $1,500 to $2,000
Okay.
in the U.S. How long is that going to take you? Plus adding 7% interest, 6% interest. That's going to be our lifetime. And back then, it was like I tell my story about this. My childhood home, my parents bought it in 1997 for $178,000. My friends in my same block, if their parents were lucky enough to pay off their house, they're set.
Mm-hmm.
In Montgomery County, that house, probably 4-bed, 2-bath, is now $600,000,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only been 20
I
years.
feel like on the low end, 600. Like, feel like in Montgomery County, like
Well, I was in Wheaton, so lower end.
Even still, it's 500 grand. It's 500 grand.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're sitting on a bank basically.
yeah, 100%. It's
Yeah.
gold mine.
And most of my people, when I was growing up, they were all divorced.
Mm.
All my friends' parents were divorced.
Okay.
So they're living on single income.
Mm-hmm.
I got friends who got families with five siblings.
Yeah.
Divvying out that $2,000, $1,500, you're not getting anywhere. That house is never getting paid off.
Shit.
So ever since that crash, the banks are doing whatever it takes to make sure that money gets back in their pocket. Kind of like what we were talking about. What's in it for me? What's in it for the bank?
Right.
And the biggest thing, and I'm just going rambling.
No,
You got me on rambling. The
What was the
reason,
question again?
but I'm gonna keep going. The thing I'm gonna say, the reason why we'll never see 3% interest rates again is because if the average inflation rate is about 3.3% or around 3% nationally or for the entire world, and if the banks aren't getting anything out of it, they're not going to give you money.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they don't have the delta, the margins, it's not going to happen. The lowest I think I'll ever see again is like 4 or 5.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
With
Okay.
excellent credit and a good economy.
Okay.
We're in a shitty economy and
Right.
people have bad credit.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
going to see like 5s.
and erratic spending, and who knows what the next thing is with the yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was way more than we expected.
Mhm.
That's good stuff. Okay. I asked for one thing you need to know.
You take a bite, brother.
Give us a few things.
Another bite?
Don't stop the. Don't,
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
We can put sauce on these things. What's up?
What kind of sauce you got?
This is ghost peppers. Yeah, ghost pepper. Sorry, we should have had him explain what it is. Ready?
Wow.
What's one thing you learned as a loan officer,
Mm-hmm.
and how has it sort of changed the way you approach your other businesses, your other ventures, your other ideas, your other projects?
I started November of 2020 as a loan officer. I got licensed. I started in a call center. That was the first time I felt in my element.
Okay.
Like, I love the numbers game. If I never had if I didn't have an issue with leads, that would be my game. I think about this in business, or I do this with all my businesses. Your minimum conversion rate should be between 10 to 30%.
Okay.
When I was at the call center, I would work with a great economy, 2 hours. I could be making $150,000 a year off 2 hours a day, working maybe like 3-4 days a week. That was me converting one refinance a day, Monday through Friday.
Sure. Gold mine.
So 20 loans, and at that time I didn't understand commissions yet. So this might be too much information, but I was making 17 bips per loan.
Okay.
So you guys are probably making like 1.5%
Okay. Yeah.
per loan after your
Sounds about right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making 17.
Yeah.
So 0.17.
Yeah.
I'm making between like $300 to $700 a loan. That's nothing compared to what I do now.
Yeah.
Because now as a direct lender, you get much more. You get about 1% for me
Going up the
chain. But different time, different market. Call center time, I was just flipping it. And bringing it back full circle, I can do 10 calls. 10 calls, I know I could probably get between 3 to 5 people pick up. I'm really good at conversions. I would get, out of those 10 calls, I'd try to get 3. Actually, three people that actually pick up the phone. I convert 1.
Okay.
That's my day.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
Do
So
that
would
Monday
you
through Friday,
say-
20 a week, 20 a month.
Would you say it was sort of that maybe volume mindset, or the idea of like this sort of hunting as a way of making money? Like, would you say?
The thing that I learned, perseverance. That's the thing that I talk about all my businesses and anybody that I try to mentor, is the fact that when people see my videos on Instagram, they're like, oh, how'd you do that? And because I only started posting finance reels since May of last year, I did a video a day for an entire year, or 365 days. But I never did that consistently until last year. But I've been doing this in 2017. My buddy and I, we started our business with our phones. We literally went to businesses and just like, hey, we thought of this thing. Just like, hey, let's take pictures of food. And then let's make little videos for them.
That sounds familiar.
Exactly.
Right? It's a good idea,
You know?
and it's fun.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
What turned out for us, at that time, I was still in the military. I was getting out the reserves. So me and my buddy was like, something to do on the weekends. We just walk around Montgomery County, go to new shops that are opening up. They need some help. We sit down. As soon as they see us, like, with our phones out, like, oh, what are you guys doing? Like, we're making videos. Like, I wanted to help you guys out, promote the business. We always meet the owner. Turns out we get free food.
Yeah.
That's all I ever wanted.
At a minimum.
At a minimum. You know?
Genius.
So that's kind of how it started, to build up to building up more media. Now we do conferences.
Yeah.
Now we help small organizations, nonprofits.
That's awesome. Oh, this is exactly what the playbook. This we are editing out 100%.
Yeah.
That's a secret. It took us a while to come up with that. We edit out.
Sure.
All right. There you
No,
go.
that's
That's why I
That's
really
awesome.
love and support you guys, because I see that you guys are doing it. I'm like, damn, that's how I started up.
coming up with the same idea. Just
Yeah.
because it's fun. At the minimum, it's fun. You
Yeah.
got to go meet people and do shit anyway.
But then
Do shit that you
I don't know if you guys have this with other agents at your at the agency. It's just like, it's just scared
Mhm.
to be like on this side of the camera.
Sure. Yeah.
And there's so many people where I have to write scripts for them, because I do this for like other agents and
Okay.
vendors. Like, I'm trying to help out their business. Like, I'm really just trying to help them out. But then they're like, hi, my name is Biagio.
Just get in there and just say whatever. Don't matter.
Just
Because somebody else
speak
is doing it.
normally.
That's it. Just say something.
Yeah.
Pick something you like doing, and then put it on camera.
Like,
Alright.
what are you scared of?
Awesome. Take a big bite, man. You are not sweating near. You gotta get a refund for these.
Put a suggestion box. Tell John to make it hotter.
That'll be hard.
I love these smash burger salad, though.
Oh man, they're so good. You got to have it on the big
50%
buddies.
bacon, 50% beef.
Oh, that's how it
Yeah.
works.
Probably should. Yikes! Should have said, "Hey, you okay with that?" before we did that. But, so this is about you. If you could, he's just going.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I got it.
right,
Hey,
that's like
that's like his
5
third
bites.
bite.
If you could flip it around and you could do 5 bites of fire with any person, live or dead, we could ask them 5 questions. Who would it be?
Wait, how many people?
One person, you could ask them 5 questions. Alive or dead, any business, any walk of life. Fictional, non-fictional.
Naval Ravikant.
That's a good one.
So you know, you already know.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
here, I'll show you something. This is on my phone. I'm a big fan of the law of attraction,
Okay.
and the 5 close people you associate to or you think of.
Mm-hmm.
That's the people that you like gravitate to. I do a lot of whiteboard.
Okay.
If I can pull this up, I have too many things on my lock screen. But Casey Neistat, Warren Buffett, Jerry Seinfeld, Ken Rideout, David Goggins.
Okay.
Those are my 5 people that I
Those are
want
your
to
5
inspire people.
Okay. So for the one person, Naval Ravikant,
He's not on
Yeah.
my list.
who is he and why?
Naval Ravikant, founder of AngelList. I personally want to be an angel investor.
Mm.
So that's it. I want to help people. I want to help people build their businesses.
Sure. Yeah. See the big picture type thing.
The biggest issue is, well, this is me talking shit right now. I hate the DMV.
Okay.
No one likes it, dude.
Yeah.
I thought they meant the actual DMV, not the
MVD,
Delaware,
yeah.
Maryland, Virginia region.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Are you talking about the actual DMV?
Yeah, I'm talking about this DMV.
This area.
Yeah, DC
Oh,
Maryland,
I
Virginia.
got you. Not the actual,
I
Department of Motor Vehicles.
keep,
Yeah,
I
no,
keep
no.
mixing those two up.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either.
Not a fan of you.
Because, well, the reason why I say that, at least DC metro area, nobody wants to collaborate.
Okay.
I say this to my buddies. I've never had success dating in the DMV.
Okay.
So, well, I wouldn't even say that. I date outside the state.
Okay.
Every one of my girlfriends I ever dated were from outside the DMV.
But it also could be a youth thing. I mean,
Yeah, it
you know,
could
that
be.
way it's like, well, no.
Yeah,
What I mean
yeah.
is like, it's a good idea. It was like, I'm kind of busy. That's a long drive. I mean, it's not a bad situation.
Well, no, because the thing I
It's
like.
convenient.
No. Well,
convenient.
so
It's a
say.
good way out.
Right? It's a good defensive position.
Well, no. I'm just saying because the DMV we have so many. I call them transplants.
Okay.
They come here.
Okay.
So the
Very
girls that I
similar.
date, they live here. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's why I love New York.
Sure. Okay.
New York, DC, we have all the transplants. We're the prize. The location.
Sure.
That's how I feel about real estate.
Yeah. Okay. And I tell you what, I'm glad you bring that up because I said the same thing. Like, oh, where's the best pizza in New York? It's not in Manhattan. Why? Because nobody in Manhattan is from Manhattan.
Yeah.
You want the best pizza? You're going to Staten Island. You're going to Brooklyn.
Okay.
From the Bronx to the Queens, they'll say it, but yeah. But the best pizza in Brooklyn is because they're from there.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm a big fan. My biggest thing. This is probably, I don't know how you can word this to make it sound good. I love gangs.
Okay.
I love gangs. I love gang mentality.
Okay.
Because you know what? They're actually for the people.
Sure.
Because it's like, you think of big businesses. Big businesses, you don't care about the people no more. You care about your margins.
Sure.
Because that's how I feel. Once my business gets bigger than my community, I'm thinking about staying afloat. I'm
Sure.
thinking about growing. I'm thinking about myself.
Right.
As an angel investor, you don't think about you anymore. You have the money. You're giving
Right.
it back to the community.
Finding ideas you believe in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, you're actually helping
Yeah.
the world.
Right. And it's funny you bring up gangs because that's exactly how the mafia started. The mafia started as New York City was corrupt, way, way back.
Mhm.
Then you had, the immigrant families, Irish, Italians, they would protect the people from the corruption of the police would come and shake them. Everybody was their own gang. You saw this in
Exactly.
like gangs in New York, right?
Facts.
So little by little, the Italians would stick up for each other. And then, of course, as it went on and on, they got too big. They became a corporation.
Yup.
Became a dangerous corporate because they didn't have the same rules and laws, but it was the same idea. Originally, it was like a union
Yeah.
for protecting the people of the same thing. But
You know what my favorite movie is?
Huh.
Departed.
That is a good movie.
Okay,
That's just a good movie.
that is
Because that was my idea of like, how fucked up can the world be where everyone has an inside man fighting for what
Yes.
they believe in?
yeah.
Like, I personally always believed I was Leo's character.
Okay.
Like, so I grew up in kind of a gang environment, and my whole mission coming out of high school was to get out of there. I wanted to do better. I needed to get out. I eventually joined the military, got out. Now I had some little prestige. So I pushed my way out. That's why I'm a big fan of the law of attraction. I had to get away from what I was used to, from what I was growing up with. So now I can make it better.
Yeah.
But because I have an inside in with the people, the OGs, I can kind of fix it. I'm also a big fan of DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is a big gang member.
Okay.
But the reason why he got to the NBA is because all his OGs were saying, hey, you're too good for this. Go to the NBA. So they protected him on the way up.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I love that. That's such an interesting topic. That's such an interesting perspective. And to start it out that way, where it's like, how do I say this nicely? I love gangs, and then to tie it in that way,
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Because it's for me, like, I'll never be a politician because there's no way I could say that.
Well,
Make
that's
it
the thing.
spin.
They're a gang, but they don't tell anybody that they're a gang.
That's
They
what I'm
don't
saying.
do what we said.
Yeah.
It's like they're not telling us what's in it for them. They're not
Right.
doing that step.
They're
And
hiding.
that's the important step. You got Tony Soprano showing up. It's like, I know what's in it for him.
Yeah.
He wants my money. He wants this. He wants this. So if I do this, he's going to do that. It's like, all right, you don't trust him as far as you control, but at least he's showing his stripes on his outside.
Yup. And I was thinking about in The Departed, Robert De Niro's character. In the end, he confessed that, like, I was always an inside man. And he's the mob leader. Do you remember that?
Who was that?
Robert
Not
De
De
Niro. Wasn't De Niro? No.
Not The Departed.
Wasn't The Departed? What am I thinking about?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
like,
And
he
it
was-
comes out that he was there too.
Yeah.
Because they're playing both sides. You have to.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain level, you have to play both sides. That's just how you survive.
Exactly.
And it goes that way down, and it goes that way up, and it's all the same at every single level.
My first tattoo, I'm a big fan of Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Right here on my right shoulder, it says, only the strong survive with the Taurus symbol.
Okay.
So in combination of what I was saying earlier about the elements and then only the strong survive, I'm a big Darwinism guy too.
Okay.
So it's like, you do what you have to do, keep going
That's it. And throw the ladder down, and don't hurt anybody.
along the way.
Yes.
Ooh, William Shakespeare, another quote. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none.
There you go. Jesus Christ. 5 bites of fire. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. So, next question. Big bite. I'm
Might finish.
embarrassed. I know. Man, this is embarrassing. Well, how do you come up with your ideas for your businesses, or your ventures, or your projects? And how do you determine which ones are worth chasing?
Life.
Life, you said? Okay.
Yeah, like, I live my life the way I want to. Like, everybody who I've ever met in real life, I feel like I have a lot of internet friends. I'm a meme guy.
Sure.
If you know back in the day, if you're not in the streets, you're talking about 4chan, you're talking about Newgrounds. That was like the beginning of the internet.
Uh-huh.
And in internet culture, you dream of certain things. Like, I believe your work should revolve around your life instead of your life should be revolving around your work. So everything that I do is what I love. I believe in 3 pillars of my life. That's health, wealth, and creativity. So my wealth revolves around real estate now, because when you learn about assets, to me, I only think there's 2 ways of getting assets. It's either owning a business or owning property. That's it. In life, I don't see anything else that depreciates as well. So once I learned that, I was like, how can I sustain myself? How can I get my cash flow up? Because me personally, I'll tell you my honest thing. I just need $300K in cash and about $10K cash flow every month. And that's net. If I can do that, I'm set. Yeah. Because my living expenses, what I realized, I spend maybe $1,500 a month. That's it. That's after housing costs. But
That's
my
it,
goal,
no kids like, oh.
yeah.
Yeah. So have some kids. That'll change a little bit.
Well, no. So I thought of that. That's why I said 10K. So for me, I did a reel on that. Every child I make, I need to make at least $1,000 a month.
Okay.
And then I count my partner as a child too. So I'm gonna take care of her.
That's right.
So for me, that's another 2K right there, net. But then I talk about gross plus net. So double that. I need 4K for 1 child, 1 partner.
Okay.
Or plus me, then 6.
Yeah.
And then once I have enough rentals to pay off my housing costs, it's set.
It's good stuff. I'm embarrassed that I'm going 4 years. The extra sauce I was looking for. Next bite. This is the last dab.
Oh,
This is
there we
our
go.
version.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally his last tab. He doesn't have much more.
Right, I know. You might as well just go the whole way.
Got to finish it, B.
Well, if you couldn't be doing what you're doing now, what would you want to do? What's your dream project? You must have an idea in mind.
I'm doing it already.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us.
I'm investing in real estate because real estate helps me meet people all across the country. So health, wealth, creativity. My fitness allows me to bring up other people to get their fitness in check. And then my creativity, I film conferences. I support conferences that I believe in. So me and my buddy, we get paid a couple grand a month just for filming conferences. So I get to meet people every day. I meet at least one new person every day. I promise you.
Wow.
And I can't keep up with everybody. So in order for me to keep up with people, I just have to keep meeting more people. And what I'm starting to do now is host events where I can get people to meet other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, you're a great realtor. I found you a great blender because you guys speak the same language.
Right.
And that's how I
sustain
feel.
the relationship for you. There
Exactly.
you go, because now that's the common bond, and you can always check in on one of the, at your leisure, but someone else is keeping them in the network.
I'm always the middleman.
Wow. Damn. All right, Brian. Thank you so much. I mean, I wish that we saw a little bit more pain, but we do appreciate your composure.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know that at least it hurt a little bit.
I mean, he ate the whole thing.
Maybe a little bit of sweat, but I'm starting to cheer up towards the end. I think I got a big fight. Please. Yeah, so
I cheated. I have an Indonesian background. My mom used to eat ghost peppers in our backyard.
and he waits till the last bite to say that. He waits till it's done. So why don't you tell us where we can find more of you? Let us know your pages, your businesses, and where.
I really want everyone to support my webpage, my personal website, briansmarty.com. If you can look at briansmarty.com/events, see all the events that we can bring communities together. Instagram, you can find me, Brian Smarty. YouTube, Brian Smarty. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell me more about it.
Awesome. See you on the next one.
There we go. I wasn't prepared for this. Well, let's ask my question. Are you guys a big believer in like that law of attraction?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, manifestation, like you write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Law of attraction, like I got a vision board.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a law of attraction. You see it, remind yourself.
Yeah.
You know
What you have to do?
what you gotta do. Because like my last stuff, like I made before I got into real estate, there the hiccups are.
Oh, is that a thing?
First bite, yeah. Excuse me. But a lot of that stuff that I put on my vision board, I feel like I have to redo it because I'm like, all right, I'm achieving everything.
Okay.
So it's like time to get to the next one.
Okay.
New goals.
I was reading a book, or I have an audio book from Good to Great. And the biggest thing that I learned was like you have to figure out who you want to be before what you have to do. Well, actually, so my question was, or is, who are the 5 closest people that you look up to, or that you kind of like follow religiously?
Excuse me. Shoot. It's like a hard question. It's a good question.
Yeah.
5. Do you have 5? 5 is a lot. Shit. I need more water.
You can go outside.
Make a water run. Get some more water. Holy shit! I can't.
Dime.
Thank you.
All right. I guess 5 people that I follow like religiously.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned earlier David Goggins. Like,
Mhm.
dude's insane.
Yep.
You push yourself harder than anybody else. Like, I mean, it's just a mental game, man. He's just a reminder.
Yeah.
Listening to his videos, listening to all of his books.
Yep.
It's just like, oh God, like that guy's doing that. You know, like, what can I do? You know, what I mean, like,
Right.
It's got
Motivating.
it's all mental. It's all mental, man. Like,
So you listen to David Goggins
I got real big into the beginning of this year. Like, I always knew who he was, and then I finally like listened to his books when Never Finished came out.
Yep.
Listened to that one, and then I was like, oh crap! Now I got to listen to his first one. So I went back and listened to that.
Yep.
And then just listen to his podcast and his video stuff. It's insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I got these two. Or you give me the next one? Or Jason? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess I don't know. Like I do CrossFit. Some of those CrossFit guys, like Matt Frazier, is like a 5-time champion, 5 years in a row.
Froning. Those guys.
Yeah, Rich Froning. Yeah, they're all motivation. It's because it's again something you put your mind to. You got to be committed.
Yeah.
Like Frazier had put out his book, and he said it himself. Like the dedication he put to the craft. All the time, the bachelor parties he said no to, the times and events with his wife, he said no to, like, because he dedicated his time to, like, making sure he was the best at what he did.
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah.
Like, in his last couple years, dude, like, he smoked everybody. Like, nobody could catch that fucking man.
Nice.
Like, it was just insane. It's just, again, like, just dedicating your time. Committing. See, I don't know who else do I follow a lot. Think about.
So this might be a loaded question too, because the way that I see it is like, who are the people that most impacted your life? I have a podcast. I'm like 50 episodes deep, and for every person that I've ever asked from across the country, they have always said their parents, their significant other, and then maybe 2 people. So when you said Frazier and Goggins, that's probably it. I'm pretty sure probably your partner, your parents. You'd say your parents too?
Definitely like my parents, sure. Like it's a different, because my parents aren't very successful. Like
they taught you your life foundations.
100%. Like, but I also feel like I learned a lot over my own time, just kind of figuring it out.
Okay.
Like I guess like kind of like one thing, like my mom was something that never quit. Yeah, like I always like baseball. I hated, but I signed up for it, so I had to stick it through it. Obviously, like college. Got to get through college. You started, you got to finish it. High school, everything. So it's like that never quit mentality.
Where'd you grow up, and where'd you go to college?
Grew up in West Virginia, so been like 40 minutes from Frederick. So just in Boiling Waters, West Virginia, across the state line.
Gotcha.
Then went to West Virginia University.
Okay.
And then finished that. It's funny, like I was going to actually join the military.
There you go.
So I realized, like, after high school, I worked in warehouses, realized it wasn't my thing.
Yep.
I was going to go join the Navy. Didn't score as high as I wanted to for the ASVAT. So I got out, was going to start studying some more.
Okay.
Ran into an old guy from high school, said, screw the military, let's go to WVU. That's what we did. He went out there, partied too hard, and dropped out.
Okay.
First year. I was like, I got to keep going. Like, I'm paying for this, so I finished.
Hell yeah. What'd you study?
Geology.
Geology. Okay.
Studied rocks, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was did that for a while. Realized again that wasn't what I wanted to do. Just the curriculum was fun. I loved it, being outside, camping, like hiking.
Yeah.
Learning about the earth, the formations of everything. But the job deal wasn't good. You were working at oil rig, construction, like that's really just it.
It's a tough lifestyle.
Unless you can get to work for a museum or the university or something. Sorry.
There you go, man.
Yeah, and then I did that. Then I realized I hated my job. So I was just like, I got to find something. So I was applying for everywhere. I love to cook. So I was like going to go to culinary school, did some online stuff. But I remember being a chef, or not chef, but cook.
Nice. Realizing
like that's a different lifestyle. Like I was getting older and I was like, I don't think I can do that anymore. Then I remember like, I bought and sold a house at that point in time. I remember like how easy of a process that seemed, you flipped
it?
No, I didn't know. I just bought one. Then like 2 years later I sold it, and realizing like as like what my realtor did at the time, it seemed like such an easy thing.
Yeah.
So, and I was just like found some like online shit, found like a couple leads online, like, and I applied for. One was at Keller Williams and one was with our now team.
Okay.
Both called. Keller Williams said, get licensed first, give me a call back.
spoke with Dan, my now mentor, was like, "Let's do an interview right now. Like, I'll talk to you."
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did, and now here I am. So it's just all the boxes checked off whenever I got there.
Nice.
Forget how I got to that point, but here we are.
Huh? No, I think I was asking you like 5 close people you associate with. So it's probably like you said, your parents kind of help you,
Oh yeah.
told you not to quit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. Yeah, my parents always think about. Obviously, that Rachel, my fiance. I mean, she helps motivate me every day. Biggest supporter.
Nice.
Also, yeah, I guess we have my family, my spouse. I guess the biggest people. I know, like everyone's a little bit different. Like as far as like who I really follow online. Like, 'cause I mean, I like a lot of books. Like, oh crap, the name is like I'm drawing a blank right now.
What's it about?
What is his name? It's a big investor. It's like it's real intense. Let me
The
pull
only
it.
investor book I know is The Intelligent Investor. Munger and Buffett.
Okay.
I mean, Buffett, I don't really listen to a lot of like. I mean, obviously Buffett's like very knowledgeable and everything. Not discrediting that guy. I just don't really listen to it.
So my stuff is all technical,
Mhm.
technical stuff.
Grant Cardone, baby.
Oh.
Like I've listened to like all of his books. I
10X.
just like his mentality. I love his narration. Like that was somebody like when I first got into real estate. Like that's all. Like he was my go-to guy for everything.
That's perfect. So I was watching a video about him last night. He said, money doesn't equal happiness. In fact, it's 2 separate entities. And then I added on to it. I was like, that's like saying paper doesn't make me full. Like there's 2 different things. How do you think about that?
I mean, so what? Money doesn't buy happiness, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, buys
Well, no.
things that make me happy.
Well, it's not. It's more saying the fact that they're not correlated. That they shouldn't even be the thing. Like it shouldn't be a comparison type of thing. Because he was talking to Lewis Howes, and he was saying, "How do you feel right now?" He was asking Grant that, and Grant couldn't answer. He's like, "I might be happy. I mean, I don't," because he's so in that field where he's so big. All he thinks about is the tangible things, something that's measurable. He said, "I can't measure happiness, so I can't tell you what that means to me." He was saying, like, I can tell you my net worth and where I want to be, because he knows there's a goal.
But there's also no like levels to you're not going to get more and more happy over time. It's not like you're going to unlock a new level of happiness. It's like you're going to have this amount of happiness throughout your whole life. Sometimes you're going to be more. Sometimes you're going to.
I mean, I agree. Like, I think it's a hard thing to measure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way I would answer it is I know what it feels like to be miserable and depressed and hitting like the bottom and like hating life.
Yeah.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
So like, I know not to go at that point. I know what I got to do to not get there.
Yeah.
As far as like being happy or whatever. Like, I mean, it's I don't know, like limitless.
Sure.
Or I'm like not knowing what it could be or how to measure it. Like I get it. Like I'm not miserable or depressed or anything now, which means I must be happy. So like,
Yeah, that's basically what he
you
said.
know?
Because like he was talking about him with his drug use, coming from rock bottom, and he's like, he almost hates the people that think they're miserable, but then because they gave up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like he mentioned like if he talks to a waitress and she says like, "Oh, I'll never make 6 figures or I'll never make $1 million," because you gave up. Like if she's still in her 30s, you got time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, being 30 is young still.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like you still got a long way to go before you got to worry about anything.
Right. But then I have this also saying in my head, I think most people 25. How do you feel about that?
Okay. Yeah.
Say most people. Was at 25?
Yeah, maybe not physically, but mentally. Because by the time you either finish college or even by the age of 25, you've kind of settled down and kind of gave up on your ambitions.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that because a lot of people thinking, I mean, like, I remember, like, being 25, I was so young still. Like, I mean, like, I'm in my mid-30s now. But like being 25, I'm thinking, I'm a man. I'm an adult. I know everything.
Yeah.
You're like, shit.
Well,
No, nothing.
You've already bought into the path.
Yeah.
You've already laid out your groundwork, and you've committed to something that maybe you started when you were 17.
Yeah.
And the difference between 17 and 21 and 30 is like all the stuff that I wanted when I was 17 or 21, like I don't want or need them now.
Right.
So if I had stuck to that path, you're ultimately going to be like, this is not who I am. This is not where I belong, and I'm not getting any fulfillment from this.
Mm-hmm.
So you either maybe maybe your mind and your ideas were too malleable at the time, and they were shaped more by who you were around,
Yep.
whether it was a guidance counselor or a parent
closest
or
people.
whatever, the 5 closest people.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they were looking out for you. Maybe they didn't allow you to take the risks that you should have or wanted to, and you weren't able to go the creative route, go after a creative job or something that you wanted to do, be a golf pro. Like, well, it's not stable.
Yeah.
Instead, they set you on a path that they thought was best suited. So, yeah, I mean, totally.
Like the people that I've come to consult when it comes to like being a loan officer, it's so hard for me not to put my 2 cents
Be judgy, sure.
in sometimes in their lives, where like I love my first time home buyers because in this market it's very difficult to qualify for a home if you don't make 6 figures. Because if you've already hit your 30s or late 20s and you've made a couple mistakes where you have like a $500 car payment and you don't have the greatest credit, like it's okay to pivot. I tell them like, hey, especially the young ones, I got a guy who's in HVAC. He's been studying like on the back end to like do IT. I'm like, hey bro, don't worry. Just you're still living with your parents. It's okay. Get your degree, get your certifications, get that IT job. As soon as you get the IT job, come back to me.
Yeah.
Because once you get a salary job instead of an hourly job, I can hook you up again. But you've done your time. But the issue that I find with most people, and these are the people that I don't like to really talk to them as much, they have this ego or this sunk cost theory where like, I spent 4 years of my life in college studying something and I have to continue that route. But no, you can always pivot. There's no issues.
You just do it.
Yeah.
Just stop doing what you're doing and just do it. Yeah, that's that's totally true.
Like everyone's so stuck.
Geology.
Geology.
Those do not connect.
I mean, that's why I had like everybody on our team, man. I mean, like,
Yeah, that was
like we have like 2 teachers. You know, somebody got their dream job. You know, worked for university, coaching college football.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't work out. Now he's a real estate agent. Like you were Wall Street. Now you're in real estate. Like you never know. People like just what you're doing isn't working. You're miserable and you hate it, so you got to find an alternative. And it just happened to be real estate. We're entrepreneurs. You know, we're business people. Like we have our own business, whether it is like writing a book or doing what we talked about with Martina. Like she's doing her own thing, has her own business, and it's working for her.
Because the goal is to get paid to be you.
Yes.
The goal is to get paid to be you. You wake up, you're working. You go to sleep, you're working because you're just you.
Yeah.
And you're picking stuff that you like, so you're attracting people that you want to be around. You're doing stuff that you would do for free, and you're turning that into a business. And it's a weird thing, I guess, to start up, because a lot of people will think of it one certain way. Hey, I love pottery. Okay, turn it into a business. Well, making the pottery is one thing.
Yeah.
If you're happy only making the pottery, then you can go work for a studio, and then you just make pottery, and it doesn't matter what you get paid or what opportunities there are. But if you're truly happy making the pottery, then what more do you want in life? It's just that it's difficult to only have that and be happy with it. There are a lot of other things that come with it, and comfort and freedom is one of them.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing is like, you know, when we talked about with like Martina, it's like the risk. Like most people are afraid to take the risk and they don't know what next steps are.